Well, hello, and welcome back, friends. I'm AJ O'Neill. I'm opening up the chat right now. Right now. And so today I'm doing some of my day job stuff, and what we've got is some Go code. Thank heavens, finally, back in a sane language that was designed on purpose. How rare and wonderful a day it is. So we're building out a new API, and we've got a bunch of really cool tools in this. And I use the term cool, hopefully not inappropriately, because, anything cool is bad. But this has okay, let me start back over. So, first of all, I've already got some of this built, and what I need to do is work on, I think, mostly the authentication piece right now. Well, there's probably going to be several things I need to work on. But because we're proxying the v2 of the API behind the v1 of the API, so if I go to dev API v2, what? Come on. Ah, there we are. So apparently it needed the trailing slash. Anyway, so you can see here that the API does not think that it has a v2 in front. That's because the v2 is being used to proxy between the two, and I'll show you how I did that with Caddy. It was pretty nifty using the path handler directive in Caddy. And then there's a little bit of a challenge here because I'm going to have to share the same set of public keys between both servers, because when this one goes to do its well-known lookup, it's going to get not the Go server. The Go server is under v2. It's going to get the node server, which is under v1. So yeah, got to add some authentication, or not add, but I have to update the authentication. I don't know. Well, I'm just going to get into it. We'll see. Okay. But before we do any of that, some of you may remember how late I was up last night. So let's pop a top, shall we? Open focus. There we go. Okay. Feel the focus coursing through your veins. All right, and then I'm going to need, let's see. Let's go ahead and bring on over one of these bad boys. Terminal window. Well, that's not what I wanted. I want to go full screen. I wanted to go full screen, but not full screen. Is it just me, or does the monitor feel a little green today? Maybe not enough natural light. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is log into the dev server. I don't actually have the code on the dev server, but I think I'm going to get the code on the dev server. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. Let's make sure. What MacBook are you using? I am using the M1 Max, the 15-inch M1 Max, and I do not regret it. It's great if you're going to stream as well, because it's got the dual video encoders. That's why I got it, is for the dual video encoders. Also, I have literally 5 screens. So it's a little excessive, but I got the cheap ones. So there's this site called, oh gosh, now the name of the site's escaping me. It's a review site. It's called, what else do we call reviews? Ratings. That's what it's called. Rtings.com. So let's jump a couple of ships here. Rtings.com. So anytime you want to look up stuff on consumer, or rather prosumer electronics, well, I guess it's more than electronics. It's just stuff. This is basically a Consumer Reports, but by professionals who actually have a methodology by which they rate things. They're a little bit more objective than subjective, and sometimes what you really want is subjective, not objective, because objective is not always true. That's factual, but not necessarily true, and subjective may not be necessarily factual, but might be more truthful. Anyway, so I got what was at the time the best monitor, and it was at a darn good price. These are Dell, I forget what they are. I had that. Hold on. Now we're going to go to another one. Hold on. I think monitors, best monitor alternative, S27QS, S2721QS. Let's see if they're still cheap. Anyway, so that's the monitor setup I got. That was not even the question, but that's me for you. And then MacBook Pro, 16-inch. Yeah, they don't call it a 16-inch anymore. Or 15-inch anymore. Now it's called a 16-inch. Ugh, I hate this stupid website where it animates as you scroll. That's so dumb. Trying to be too cool. All right, yeah. So I got the low end. So what I did was I started over here. First of all, I don't like space gray, and the finish doesn't last as long on this. But I started over here, and then I just added the upgrades because it's cheaper to add the upgrades. So I went to the 24-core max, and then I stuck with the 32 gigs, and I think I went up to 1 terabyte on the storage. I probably should have gone up to 2 terabytes. If I could do it again, I'd go up to 2 terabytes. Well, I don't know. It's kind of a lot of money. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah. So boop, 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 boop. There we are. What's up, Johannes? Yeah, these Dell monitors are pretty good. It's a little bit annoying because they're not identical in terms of their color grading, and that really bugged me. That's bugged me about, well, every monitor I've ever owned that's not an Apple monitor, because you put two Apple monitors next to each other and the color is exactly the same between them. You know, you can straddle between screens and the color is exactly the same. Also, it looks a little more green because it's translucent-ish. That's why. Okay. Yeah, that was throwing me off a little bit. Then I put over here is a little more purple. Would you buy the M2? I'm not going to upgrade to the M2 for the sake of upgrading to the M2. I'm not made of money. I would consider getting an M2 MacBook Air to replace my current secondary laptop. So I've got an old $200 MacBook Pro 2015, and I would consider replacing that with the M2 MacBook Air for when because this is really a desktop for me. If they had the M1 Studio at the time, I probably would have gotten the M1 Studio. Well, no, I needed something that could be portable and that had the video encoder, so I would have gotten this one anyway. But to have two computers, I would have the Studio and this Mac and maybe the MacBook Air M2, because it's got MagSafe 3. So I wouldn't upgrade for the M2 processor. I'd upgrade because it's got MagSafe 3 and because it has that nicer form factor. But I wouldn't upgrade for the form factor. I would upgrade because it's got MagSafe 3. That's why I would upgrade. Oh, since now I can sub, I can use my Prime sub again. Well, thanks. That's a hefty PC. The MacBook Pro M1 Max? Or the Studio? I'm not... Anyway. Yeah. Okay, so what we are here to do... Golang. Golang is what brings us together today. All right, let's reports v2. I'm just going to copy all that over. Pew! Oh, interesting. Why is that going so slow? Do I have any network problems? Huh. Weird. Oh, I'm only on 100 meg fiber, megabit. So that's only 10 megabytes. No, wait, that still should have been going faster, right? Yeah, I don't know why this is going so slow. Maybe it's because I'm uploading too or something. No, because it's symmetric. I don't know why it would only be going at 1 megabyte per second. This is taking way too long. This should have been done hours ago. Okay, there it goes. 121 megabytes took how many seconds? I'm very, very upset about that. Maybe it's rsync fault. Anyway, so what I've got going on here, let's see, is on routes. I don't really have this organized well yet. This is one of those projects where it's still kind of spaghetti code because it is. Also, Vim Essentials. Do I have Vim Essentials here? I think maybe I do. For everybody interested in Vim. What? Oh, there it goes. Good. There's my Vim resources for you. Okay, and I still do want Vim Go. And then let's just make sure that I've got, let's see, npm install location global. There we go. I'm going to grab all these. Okay. Good. So I just did that so that I've got all of my Vim stuff set up. So while I'm editing here, I'll be happy. What was I looking for though? I think I've got my main. Yeah, I've got my main in the command. Do I also set up my routes in the command? I very well may be doing that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so I've got my router. The actual functions of my routes are in the routes file, but my router/routing is happening here. And I need to go look at, let's see, issuers, whitelist. Okay. So actually, I already did have the authentication working the way that I need it to work. Now, we're actually going to have different authentication between these two. So this post record, this is actually going to be system only. And then the get is going to be, this is going to be account admins. They're going to be able to get the records. All right, so we got the token verifier. It is non-optional at this point. So in this group, everything in this group has to have a verified token. But I'm going to have post ledger record. You know what I need to do is I need to have a little utility to create the system token. I don't remember. I thought we had a way to do this already. So the Mac Studio, I've not really heard good things about it in comparison to the MacBook Pro. Meaning, it sounds like the MacBook Pro is actually the better deal, unless the Studio is a little cheaper. I do want to check that out real quick. Yeah, so it's got more ports, I guess. Okay, so it's either the Mac. Yeah, so it actually is a little bit cheaper. You're not paying for the display. Because yeah, I think let me go back and look at this again real quick. Okay. Yeah, so it's significantly more expensive. I could maybe trade down to the Studio. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. If I were to trade down to the Studio, then that would maybe give me a little bit of money left over to have the M2 Air. I'm going to think about that over the course of the next 6 months. I may trade this out for the studio and just get, I'd probably want to get the 2 terabyte version. And let's see. Oof. Yikes. Just gonna check that out real quick. Pardon me getting distracted. It's just part of what I do. Yeah, $200, $600 though. Oh, that's kind of pricey. Yikes. Okay. All right, I'm getting out of there. Okay, so in the whitelist for the authentication is just the whitelist of issuers. What? This is not right. This was for testing purposes, I think. Yeah, okay. Probably should get rid of that. So, turns out, if you're using OIDC, you can host the public keys on GitHub. So .well known, and then OpenID configuration. Boop. Oh, I wish it would just show it to me as a text file. Anyway, you can actually host your what you saw download was the OIDC configure. Let me see if I can do it this way. Let's do .well known jwks.json. There we go. So you can host your public keys on GitHub. So you can make nice working demos that don't require standing up the OIDC server just to do the authentication. How's it going, everybody? Just kind of reacquainting myself. This code, again, I haven't touched it in about a month, except yesterday I got the deploy process for it working. But I wasn't actually looking at the code. I was just copying over some deploy stuff. So forgive me while I just kind of scroll back and forth and look around and just kind of get the lay of the land again. Okay. So I think, let me double check on this. I want to double check on this over in the other screen here. I think it's all just dev values in there. Well, it's got to be dev values because there are no, yeah, okay. And there's DB URL. Okay, I actually don't want to show that. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open up my env file and we're going to add OIDC issuers. And what did I call the other one? Internal. Let me go check on this. Issuers internal. Right. Okay. So those of you that have been following along, you may notice that I have libauth both in Go and in Node. Okay, so here, dev savvy legal.dev. Okay. And then the issuers internal is basically if you have some sort of issuer that is not publicly mapped. So for example, if you wanted to do HTTP Docker issuer thing, you know, where this is not a real host name, but it's part of some sort of Docker faux host name, and you don't actually have it secured. So I have it set up so that the OIDC issuers must be HTTPS. It is not allowed to have something else. But if you want insecure, if you needed an app URL or anything like that where it's not secure, then you would, or Docker apps, whatever, then you have the OIDC issuers internal, which is meaning that you're skipping HTTPS because it's an internal app to app or server to server communication that's in some sort of, you know, group or container or whatever it is. Anyway, so this is good. Actually, Let's see, what do I have in the bin here? Do I have create token? I don't have create token. So I'm going to create a create token script. Let's see. Bash, strict mode. Let me think, what else? So I don't really wake up until about 2 p.m. So I'm kind of slow on the thought process. All right, I think I just want to use key pairs. All right, key pairs, sign, let's see, help. That's all I got. There's more usage than that. Okay, yeah, there's payload. So I need to give it the private key and the payload. So I'm going to go over to the other screen real quick, and I'm going to change the private key that we have here for the dev environment. Anyway, so let's do bin key pair generate. Same thing. Bin bash set -e set -u key pairs gen key would be key.jwk.json. Pub is pub.jwk.json. And then let's actually do this. Let's say if not exists, so not file, not exists, key.jwk.json. Then, there we go. Let me close that, open that back up again. There we go. Now the auto formatting is working. By the way, for bash, I use schwumpt and shell check. So, and I follow, more or less, I'm not religious about it because I haven't read the text thoroughly, but I pretty much follow the Google Bash style guide, which is, if you use shell format, schwumpt, that's spelled schwumpt, like that, schwumpt. If you use schwumpt and shell check, then you should pretty much fall into the style guide that they've specified. All right, so that should do that for me. And then I wanted to do cat jwk.json to jq-c. What is this complaining about? Useless cat. Okay, fine. We'll try it this way. A lot of times I use cat when I could be using the director. See, I have learned so much since I've started using shell check. I have been using bash for years and years. I've known more about bash than most people I come into contact with. And I learn new stuff and better patterns because I adopted shell check. I wish I had adopted shell check. I wish I'd known about it years ago, because there's nothing better than letting tooling make you smarter than you are. Maybe saying nothing better is a little bit hyperbole, but you get what I'm saying. All right, private key equals. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to echo private key equals, and then we're going to have this bit here. Whoops. And that should be good enough, like that. I guess actually I want to echo this either way. Let me try this. Well, what I'm gonna want to do is say if not grep private key, and we actually have this private key equals n.env, then we'd want to put this in there, .env. Okay. So basically what I'm doing is saying if there's not a private key file, then generate the private key. And if there is not a private key already in the .env file, whoops, let's put it like that, then add the private key in the private key file with single quotes around it. You'll see in just a second. I'll show you everything. Okay, bin, key pair, generate. Oh, I need to chmod a plus x. Hey everybody, how's it going? I didn't realize so many people would join in on a Wednesday in the middle of the day too. Okay, oh, JQ is not installed. So JQ, by the way, Webby, for those that are not familiar with it. Okay, oh, that's not what I was thinking. Key pair generate. What went wrong here? Okay, first of all, let's see if these files exist in the right places. Oh, and a quick reminder from me to you. If you like what you like, you get more of what you like. So consider a like, sub, follow if you find this useful, entertaining, or helps you fall asleep. Okay, that's good. I don't understand what's the problem there. Let's take a look at env. Oh, that was my goofo. Okay, so what I needed to do here is grep-q because we don't want to print out the private key. We just want to add it if it's not there. Okay, now if we go look in here, there's our private key. Now, personally, I don't like RSA keys when I can avoid them just because they're really long. I think they are slightly faster in terms of how the math works on them because with the elliptic curve keys, you basically end up doing the same operation over and over and over again. So depending on how many steps you are away from the starting point, you're not just incrementing on a line, you're redoing an operation. So it's kind of like you do an operation, take the output, do the operation again, take the output, do the operation again, take the output, do the operation again. So you can't calculate if I want to be at a 0.300. You can't just calculate, okay, here's 0.1, let me go to 0.300. You know, what's the function for that? It's actually you are redoing your point calculation 300 times or something like that. So there's cases in which ECDSA I think is more efficient and cases in which it's less efficient. It's definitely more efficient in terms of storage. And that's primarily what I like it for. Okay, so let's try this again and see if we get lucky. And I'll just keep retrying. There we go. Now we got an ECDSA key. See, nice and small. I like it. Okay, localhost, port, I don't know, 3000. I don't really want to add this, so I'm just going to comment that out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that same key in the other place. So let me go grab this one. It was reports v2.env. I'm doing this on my other screen. One of my 4 other screens. So what I have is the chat is right here. So I've got my chat and my own preview of myself is right. Well, I guess it doesn't matter where I put my hand because you don't see it relative to. But yeah, so I've got one that is this way. It's this way, and that's the chat and the preview of myself, and then there's the one beside it that's right here, and that one's just, I've scaled down the resolution, so I think it's at 1080p or 720p. I think it's 900p. I think that's what I have it at. I think this is at 900p, and that's so that you can see better while I'm streaming. And then these other ones I have, I don't know, sometimes I'll watch a YouTube video on this one, and then I'll split the work that I'm doing that's not on stream, I'll often do on this one. And then the one that's actually built into the MacBook is just because it's there. I don't really use it that much. Could probably close the lid and be just fine. Anyway, just a little bit of trivia, or that's probably not the right word for that either. Okay, so I copied private key. We have app private key. Right. App private key is what we call it over here. So I'm going to get rid of this one. And let's see what else we got. Really, maybe I'll do it as part of my birthday month celebration. When we get to that. I want to create a random tool. Maybe I won't wait. I want to create a random tool. Just a command line that I type the letters R and D and I hit enter and it gives me a random string. I want that. Cross-platform. Oh, well, don't go wishing happy birthdays just yet. Hold on. It is coming round the mountain as she comes, but thanks. So on that note, so my mom and I were having this little discussion. She was asking me, so what do you want for your birthday? And I listed off a couple of things. I mean, basically, what do you get the man who has everything, right? I mean, I live a pretty decent life at this point. The only thing that I want to do is get some four-wheelers and pay off the house, which that's going to take 30 years, not to get the four-wheelers. Those are coming after we just had the car break down, and so it's a pretty expensive repair. If the car didn't break down, could have bought a four-wheeler. But, well, and there's a number of routine maintenance things that need to be done. Changing the brakes is one of them, as well as the thing that actually broke. But it's actually, I think it's a fan came unmounted and then started breaking stuff. Anyway, so I've got, there we go. So I've got the private key. I'm moving it over to the other one because I don't want to bring it. Sassy, what is up? Hola, indeed. I don't know why I'm sneezing, by the way, but I'm sneezing. Okay. That one I think we're going to keep the same. Trying to find the secret in the salt here. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, I'm realizing there's a couple things I need to do, especially if I'm going to be streaming with this, because there are a couple of secrets that I don't want to end up coming up on the screen. So I'm going to do what I normally do in most of my stuff. I'll go do this real quick. So what I do, because I stream, is I have a .env and a .env.secret. And the .env is where I put all the stuff that you can see, the things that I know are not related to any real accounts. Even development accounts, I don't necessarily want anybody on the street, especially with Apple's new tool, where you now just, I think it's Command-Shift-2. I know with TextSnipe, if you get it, so I got TextSniper. So if I just do Command-Shift-2, I find this useful for web pages all the time. Whoops, that was 3. Command-Shift-2, I can select text, and then it goes into my copy buffer. And I have to use this on web pages all the time because now, on web pages you can't select text anymore. It drives me nuts. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say, but I'm going into the other repository, or the other place where the code is, and I am going to look for .env, the module. I think that should be in double quotes, but maybe it should be in single quotes. We'll figure it out really quickly. I guess we are using single quotes here. I was a big fan of using single quotes because it's easier in typing. with the, it's just, you don't have to hit shift. But since I use Prettier for everything now, I tend to not worry about that, because I'll just type the quote the way I want it, and then I'll just type a single quote and then I'll change it over. But when we did the style guide for this, we set it up that way. Okay, so I need not utils. I think it's going to be in lib. All right, there's connects file. We got this in too many different places. .env.js. Okay. Is that it? I think that's the one. And then, yeah, T, setup, test, utils. Any of these, just these ones right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these other ones that has the path. You know me, I'm explicit over implicit. So all these ones that just have .config, they should all be changed to this. I might do that in an upcoming PR. Source config.env. Okay. Source config.env. There we go. All right. Load most secret envs separately. And then I'm going to have to update that on the deploy sides. That's okay. This works for me right here, right now. Okay. So I'm actually going to go ahead. Oh, okay, that's fine. Get checkout scripts. Sure. I'm actually going to go ahead and commit this to that node repo. Just so that I've gone ahead and done it. That way I can put some of those things in the .secret so I can show you more of the stuff, and be more careful about keeping the things that I can't show you away. Okay, where was this going to be? In here? No. So I'm just on the other screen. I'm just going to that same repo, making that same change, making a branch, and making a PR for it. Okay, we're not going to do that one. Crap. Abort. Abort that rebase. Git checkout main, pull. Okay, git checkout -b. env secret is what I'm going to call this one. And then, git diff. I'm just going to copy these two lines over. Config.env. Okay. Boop. Okay. Allow placing the most secret envs in their own file. And again, that's just because I do the streaming. That's a good enough protection, or a decent protection for me against myself. So this would be, I don't know, feature, I don't know. Let's do, I'll just grab this over here. I'll pull this over here. You can watch me write a commit message. Load from .env.secret also. All right, git push -fu origin env secret. All right, I'm going to push that. I'm going to open up a PR. for it. Give me just 1 second while I do that over on this other screen. And you know what I do? So when I have a PR and I don't have a comment to make other than what is said in the title of the PR, I'll just put anything because I really don't like. I'll put the one-liner. I don't like the grayed out text that it shows by default. So I'm just gonna copy the one line, or maybe I don't know. Whatever it shows by default, I don't like. It throws me off. So I'm just gonna put that one-liner in the commit. Okay, and I'll come back over to the other screen in just a second. What am I looking for? Let's see. Caddy server asks, what are you looking for? I was asking about brand kit assets. So I'm going to say specifically the logo to PNG for OBS overlay. I often throw up some logos on the waiting screen for whatever I'm working with. Go, Node, Postgres, etc. Okay. All right, now I'm back over here and we're going to go look at those. Oh, we're not going to look at the ENVs because I still have to do some more work off screen. Sorry, folks. I'm just going to be on the other screen here, moving over a few of the secrets that I don't want to accidentally show when I'm showing the other stuff. Huh, I don't know why I've got the sneezels today. Ah. Basically, configuration versus secrets. I guess the AC turned on and that, you know, whenever I don't get enough sleep, I sneeze. I think I mentioned this before. Okay, I'm going to get rid of all of that stuff because that whole entire block there really does belong in this other piece. That's just too much stuff. Okay. So all of that was moved over. I'm going to move all of these over. Let's see. Yeah. So I got postmark secrets as one of the things that needs to move over. So this, what they call the server token. It's actually more of a folder, kind of a weird. Well, they call it I don't know. People, one of the things that makes me go nuts is the fact that Discord calls their chat rooms servers. They're not servers. The server is a thing. There's actually a term for server. You know, it's political wokeness. That's what it is, except it's not really political or wokeness, but you know, just, oh yeah, let's just take a word that's means something for a very long time and let's just change its definition out of the blue. Call it something different to be cool. Yeah, keyboard no longer means keyboard. Now it means glasses. Oh, check out my keyboard. This is my Discord keyboard. Okay. All right, that one. Yep, I need to move these. Okay, that's a sandbox account, but still, I don't want to show that on stream. Okay, let's see what else. Same thing here. Don't want to show this on stream. Once I clean it all up, long. I don't want to show these on stream. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry, folks. Feel free to ask me a question in the interim while we're just not even showing code on the screen as I go clean up all these API keys and stuff. Now that one doesn't matter. Yeah, that one in particular doesn't matter. Those are completely rando. This one. Take this one over here. Yeah, there's just a whole ton of API keys that are in this env file. Just a whole ton of them. Yipes. I guess that's kind of half of what the file is. Half configuration, half API keys for connected services. And some of them I'm actually a little bit concerned about. Because we need to get a better separation between certain accounts. For example, the Google auth is completely separate. It's not even the same account. You got to sign in completely differently in order to access the Google auth, and hardly anybody has access to the production Google auth. So if you got a hold of one of our developers' computers, you would not be able to get access with their credentials to log in to the Google account to get to the Google auth secrets and stuff. I tried to suggest this at one of my jobs. I said, hey, how about instead of having all these complicated policies and things that we're likely to screw up, what if we just have the production account be a separate account? And the lady looked at me and she just kind of had this stare. That's not the way that it's been done anywhere I've worked. And I'm thinking, who cares? I mean, if you're going to do stuff that's more likely to make mistakes, they're going to be more likely to put you in a bad position. You can either use really, really complicated management tools and try to make sure that everybody has the right granularity, or you could just say, okay, dev environment, boom, do whatever you want, devs. We put a billing limit on it. Do whatever the flippity flap you want. You know, nobody touches prod except for these two people, and they log in with a different email and password to get into it. Okay, now I think I've cleaned this thing up to the point where I can feel good about not having to worry about showing it on the screen. Give me 2 seconds. Got that one and that one. I actually need to make it so that the dev, certain secrets just get auto-generated every deploy for dev. I see some comments came in. I'll check those in just a second. I said, hey, why don't you send me some comments? And then not checking the comments. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to move this down to the bottom, and then I think we're good. That doesn't even look right. All right, I'm giving it one last look through, making sure I separated out everything that matters. Oh, there's one more thing I need to move. Give me just 1 second on that. Good thing I did a last look. I hate looking stupid and having to admit that I did something dumb. Okay, cool. So now I don't have to be afraid of that anymore. Okay, so here we go. Oh wait, no, there was no question. All right, sorry. I apologize. But now we're in a good spot. So what I wanted to make sure is that the private key here is the same as the private key over there, and okay, it is good. So let me go into this other one. This is the other repo. So, oops, I've already got it open. Okay. All right, so now I can open this up. Now there's no more secrets in here. Okay. So what all I did previously before I went through and scrubbed all the secrets was I just put app private key in here. So now both of these projects are using the same private key. So when they sign tokens, either one will be able to use the token that the other has signed. And that is important because we've got key pair generate. Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, we're going to do this token issue thing too. So I like to make lots of utilities that do common things that are that we're going to need. So we're going to need to be able to generate a token. So let's do key pairs sign key dot. Actually, I think the way that I could do this would be source.env source.env.secret or true. And then I could say sign, and then I could put in private key. There we go. Let's see, expiration. Let's say we want 15 minutes and private key. And then I don't know exactly what to put in this thing, but we just need some sort of indicator that this is system true, basically. I mean, that should do it. I just need to have something. And then we probably also need to have JTI, of course. I say of course. Maybe that's not really the right way to go about it. I so just need a daggone tool that will create random stuff. I just want to call it root. I like that better. And then what's the command for OpenSSL rand hex? Is that it? No. Was it 16? There we go. Boop. So I'll just put a JTI in there. My JTI. JTI is the token identifier. It's spec'd as though it should be used as a what do they call it? Basically like a nonce. But then the spec says unless it's documented that it's to be used otherwise. But it's a token identifier. So I don't think that if it's a token identifier, then it's just identifying the token. So if you want to blacklist a token, you can blacklist the token. If you have to go look, if you got to create a new token and put it in the database every single time that you use a token, that just doesn't seem to make sense. Some of the quote unquote security policies around some of the stuff are pretty insane because basically they're saying, well, it's insecure, so don't use it. Well, money's insecure, don't use it. It's not very helpful. All right, anyway, there's our token. I think I could do this. I think we could say 2 goes to /dev/null. All right, so then we just get this output. Interesting fact, with ECDSA tokens, the signature will always be different because there's actually a little bit of randomness that's used as part of the signature, which can be confusing if you are testing something and you wanted to make sure the signature is correct and you say, wait a minute, the signatures don't match. It's because 2 identical messages with ECDSA will yield different signatures. Okay, what else was I going to do? Nothing. Actually, you know what? I am not going to get rid of that. Let's do this. Let's do echo token claims. Oh, and you know what I wanted to do with this? I wanted to do, I think it goes this way. Is it ampersand 2, like that? Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So this has a JTI, an expiration, and a root. It has header, algorithm. All right, this is the breakdown of the token. So other interesting thing to note, I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it again. But when you have a token, if you take this is considered a JWS, essentially. So this is the decoded JWS, and this is the base 64 encoded JWS. And if you take the parts of a JWS and you put dots between them, then you have a compact JWS, also known as a JWT. So, fun fact. So the signature part is the secret part. So if you just lob off the signature of a token, then you could just put .x after that, or .sig, or whatever you want to put. And then that would be an effective way of redacting a token to be able to show, okay, here's the claims, here's the headers, blah, blah, blah. All you need to do is get rid of the signature if you want to. Anyway, so I'm gonna set root is true. We're gonna rename this. We're gonna call this not token issue, but token issue root. Or maybe I'll just rename it issue root token. It reads better in normal English that way, but it is definitely token issue for root. I like it when the command, there should be command and subcommand. But this one, it's kind of, we'll just go with this. All right, so now I've got this. All right, and then what I needed to be able to do was test. I probably should put some documentation here. Hold on. There we go. That's a little bit easier to read. And then I'm going to put for system to system API calls, we need root true. We need to set root to true. For system to system API calls, we need a token with the claim root true. There we go. That makes sense. Yes. Okay, so now I've got that token. And I was going to show earlier. I kind of skipped on this piece because it's actually already done. I think most of the stuff that I was thinking when I started is actually already done. So if we look into, is it git deploy? It's going to be under, it's probably going to be under scripts. Under scripts, under caddy. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Enable site. Here we go. Enable site. So here's what a site looks like. This is the little bit for how I'm doing the path handling so that the API v2 is scoped under API. So I've got this directive handle path slash API slash v2 slash star, rewrite star to be slash API slash path. So path is the star here. Well, apparently it's the slash and the star, I suppose. Yeah, path always starts with a slash. Anyway, so essentially, this is captured. Everything that comes after slash API slash v2 is captured. And so then I'm just saying, okay, rewrite it with slash API in front and then the path, because the v2 API service is not aware of the v1 API service and vice versa. It's handled at the web server level. And then it just does a reverse proxy and says anything that was destined for slash v2, it will appear to the other web server as if it was destined for slash API, and then it will go here. So I highly recommend. Oh, whoops. There were some comments that I didn't see. Sorry about that. U.S. software dev needing 30 years to pay off the home loan. That sounds unbelievable. Yes, because the U.S. is in absolute economic crisis. And I had to pay almost double what this house was worth 2 years ago in order to get it. And my salary has not caught up. So I kind of bought something that I couldn't afford with the expectation that although the economy is collapsing, it will recover, if not this year, then next year. So I'm stretching myself a little bit thin on something that's way too expensive in a market where everything's too expensive and things got a lot worse while we were in the middle of buying the house. So for example, I think a package of eggs is now $9 or something. An 18 count eggs, or maybe that was a 36 count. Anyway, what used to be $2 or $3 is now $9. So grocery store prices are absolutely insane. Don't you use Jira or something like that? Switching topics. Absolutely not. Oh, well, I use Git issues, but no, I don't like the Jira stuff. But what was that in response to? I've started adopting GitHub projects, but no, we have Trello, and I got us off of it for the developer side, at least. The business side is still using Trello, but on the developer side, we're using issues. And I mean, using Trello wasn't going great. Using issues isn't going great. But I think over time, issues are a lot easier. You know, as a developer, you want the problems and goals with the code mapped to the code. So I like that. Sorry I didn't see those earlier. And then thank you for the bless you. Okay, let's see. Do. Just need to check a couple. Ha 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 ha. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. Oh. Oh. So at work, one of the guys is out, and they brought in his birthday cake today. So there's several of us that are out today. So that's funny. One of the guys gone river rafting. The other one just working from home because I was working from home because I don't have the car. Maybe I'll go in for lunch and participate in the celebration. It'll be interesting. I'll have to message him and see if he's in. I don't think he is. Interesting. What is this? Okay, I might get to I don't know how I'm gonna get to a good place to wrap this up, but I might go in for lunch. Or maybe just stick here. What do y'all think? Give me guidance on my life. Tell me how to live my life, y'all. All right, so I've got the JWT now. That's good. And then what I want to do is I want to restrict this. So if I go to routes.go, get all right, get ledger records. And this one right now, okay, so this one is scoped. So I want post. Where's post? Oh, bless me. Again. All right, so we're not using org ID. Okay, that's fine. Because what we actually need, I need to go check out the JWS claims. Let's see. Root. Boolean. Let's try this one. Oh, it's just bool. Duh. And then let's say is root. And then if not is root. I actually need to ask him when his birthday is. Just realizing. I don't care about people's birthdays or holidays in general. I'm antisocial in that regard. Okay. And I need to get success and error messages. I need a standard error message package. Okay. If not is root. Then what? I kind of want to put let's see, status forbidden. So it's not that you're missing a token, it's that we don't serve your kind here. That's what I should put. Racist robots. We don't serve their kind here. Yeah. And I agree with them. Robots aren't people. All right, so we should have type HTTP result. Huh. Stream elements doesn't replay in the YouTube chat. What are we talking about? What is stream elements doesn't replay? So I've got restream. Tell me more what you mean there. Oh, when I do bang vim? Interesting. What if you do it? Yeah, try bang vim and see if it works for you. Ouch. Yeah, so here's the thing. Twitch is the Apple of streaming. Maybe that's going a little too far. I don't know if they've got that much finesse to them, but they are geared towards streamers. Yeah, it didn't show up. But so Apple or Twitch is geared towards streamers, and so a lot of the tools are geared towards Twitch. So Dave, you might need to come over to the dark side. Unless you have a moral embargo against Amazon, in which case I support you 100%. Mm. I just saw another funny message from a coworker. Well, isn't Bezos out of Twitch now? Can you come back? Okay, we've got this one, and then we've got error, struct, message, string, JSON, message. I do this all the time, so I'm going to put a, HTTP result. Actually, this should be all caps. HTTP result shows success and or error. No, success or error. Ugh. Yeah, HomePod Mini. I think I don't think Apple should really be in the car or home business. I think they could be, but it's just not what they do, and it's certainly not what Tim Cook does. So I'm a little hesitant on that one. Okay, I also want to do this. HTTP result. HTTP error forbidden equals HTTP result error message Okay, so this, I think, what is it I can do? I can make this into a JSON raw. Forget how this goes. There's a way to do what I'm trying to do, obviously. Because you basically can encode something as JSON raw, and so it's just the bytes, and then you can send it over the network. Maybe I just do this, and then function, no, func, dang it, init. See, they say don't use init, but I think that this is the reason why. Init is for this type of stuff where something it would be done at compile time, but Go doesn't have a nice system like Zig does to be able to do compile time code. So you do something more like this where so you have HTTP result. Let's do this. So let's say HTTP forbidden raw equals HTTP. No. What am I doing? What is it? JSON encode Golang. Let's go. Oh, I don't have my Go plugin here? Ah. Go documentation Go Chrome plugin. Go doc Chrome plugin. Go to Go doc. Yeah, this is not the one I want. There's one that's much more popular that is maybe better. Let's see what we got for Golang. Golang syntax highlight. Golang search extension. This is the one. Yeah, this is the one that I use. I wish they would let you see the code on these things because it just seems like it's going to be so easy for anybody to fake this. You know, how do I know that this is actually from the developer that I trust? It doesn't say who the developer is. Doesn't. Oh, here it is. Hoohoo.io. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. We'll get back that all the way. All right, so now if I do go JSON encoder, there we go. Ah, did I seriously just spell encode with an I? New encoder. I guess Marshall is what I want. Okay, here we go. JSON.Marshall. HTTP results. Struct message string JSON. This is not right. What am I doing wrong here? And actually, I don't think I really need to do that all caps. I don't need to make that public. We can make that not public. Oh. Let's see. Okay, so I got that. I almost want. Hold on 1 second here. Ah! Okay, that's what I wanted. Right there, that's it. Okay, now here I can just do HTTP error forbidden raw. Error message. We don't serve your kind here. Great. But you know what I do want to add to this is I want to append to this. Oh, whoops. I like to have a new line at the end. It would be nice if the Marshall had that option. There we go. Okay, now I'm happy about this. Hey, what's up, my Russian / Ukrainian / whoever uses that alphabet friend? What in the world? That's the tiniest spider I've ever seen. I'm going to kill him. Looks like a speck of dust floating in the air, but it was floating in a weird way. And I realized that's no speck of dust. That's a moon. All right. Well, goodbye, spider. Okay. I want to make a little function as well that we're going to have a Marshall JSON here, and we're going to take in interface. Let's see. Must Marshall is what I'll call it. Do we have a must Marshall? We don't have a must Marshall. That's too bad. Because basically, here's the thing. You know when something that you've generated is going to be guaranteed to Marshall, right? Return. So this is going to take bytes, and we're going to turn raw. All right, so raw error. If nil is not error, then panic error. Because the only way that this could not work is basically if there's there. And then also, you know what I kind of want to do here? I kind of want to just append the new line to the end. There we go. Okay. All right, so there's another one that I want to move over. HTTP error. Decode failed. Yeah, see, this is the kind of thing that should be done at compile time, because we can know what these bytes are going to be at compile time. Forbidden decode failed. It seems like there's probably already an error for this. Whatever. Okay, and this one. Okay. What would I call this one? Something or other. What was the name of this? Okay, I'm going to call this import summary. We're going to do type import summary struct. Actually, I suppose that has to be public in order for this to work. Success bool. Okay, new orgs. What was new companies? Crap. Oh, it's a number. Excellent. Should be organizations created, something like that. Organizations. New line items. Oh, and these don't have commas at the end. I forgot. Okay. Success, true, new organizations. Whoops. New companies. New individuals. New individuals. New line items. New records. Okay. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that you could declare structs in line. I think I knew that at some point, but I think I had forgotten. Oh, let's take this back for a second. New line items. New line items. There we go. Cool beans. Oh, bless me. Error record update raw. Let's take that one. Let's see if we can do HTTP error to HTTP error, because I don't want to export these actually. Okay, good. Okay. Decode failed record update. I guess decode failed is kind of redundant. It could just say, let's see. Decode failed could just be decode because we already said error. Error updating record. Let's put this in there. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody, do your share. Bah. Let's see. Okay. Message. DB error. Okay, I think I can get rid of all of this, because it's going to be encoded now. So must marshal, and then this is going to be and what was this? HTTP result. Okay. But now we can just add the error message and we don't have to worry about all the escaping. Because now that's all encapsulated. Okay, cool. All right, got that one out of the way. Probably similar thing here. 3 of these lines. And we're going to take bad org ID as the message. Bump.sprintf. Okay, that looks good. Bah. Yeah, there's a fair amount of cleanup that needs to be done here with these error messages. Wasn't what I was intending to do, but needs to get done, so tomato, potato. Okay, sprint F. There we go. Okay. The main thing that I was going to do here was just adding the root property onto the token, and then I was going to go test the token, but I thought, oh, okay, I need to go add an error message, and then I thought, yeah, I got all these error messages scattered throughout here. I probably need to make them more better. One thing led to another, and here we are. Okay, we don't need to worry about all of that escaping. That's probably more efficient this way. Anyway. Hey, I got all the error messages out of the way, I think. Let's go check the writers. There's some that can be pre-computed. They are pre-computed. These cannot be pre-computed, but we've cleaned them up. And then we're wrapping around back to the top. Okay. So, I guess what I was going to do here, do the build. Yay, that should be simple enough. Oh. Just responding to a message over here. 1 second. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, it's still building? Oh my goodness. That's insane. What is going wrong here? Oh, this might be the first time I've built on this server, so it may be doing all of the caches for all the dependencies and everything.
Been part of Lock with us?
Yes.
Oh, you're working.
That's true. But I'm at a good point to stop in maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, great. I'm just not ready, so we're gonna get her ready.
Alrighty. Come on. Seriously? We're gonna have to wait for this? Oh no! Crap. I hate it when it needs GCC. That's one thing that's really killing me about this Postgres tool. Yes. I really don't like when there's C code mixed in with the Go code. Now, when it actually compiles, it doesn't need the C code. It's just the tool that is the generator tool needs the C code. So it looks at SQL files, it generates code from the SQL files, and that code will build just fine Go only. But the generator itself links to the Postgres, the official Postgres C code for the SQL parser, which is kind of it's a nice approach. You know, if you use the official code, then you're guaranteed to be 100% correct 100% of the time, or at least as correct as the official code is. Alrighty. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, this is done. So let's run build again. And once it finishes the build once, then we shouldn't have a problem. Should be able to continue to build again and again pretty quickly, as opposed to taking so long. So while we wait, what's up, y'all? I'm gonna go check Twitter. See what's new on Discord. Let's see. Anything new on Discord? Checking the chat. Checking my email. Thinking of memes. Particularly the one where the XKCD one. My code's compiling. Carry on then. Boop. Ah. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, this is just taking forever to build. That makes me sad. Maybe I'll have to build locally and then deploy. Maybe it's just the code is too powerful for VPS. VPS cannot handle all of the compile time. Does not take that long on my machine. Yeah, maybe I will cross compile. Let's see, where's a good one to bring up here? Boop. Ha! Welcome to the dark side, Dan. Okay. Hey, it built. Huzzah. All right, so okay, copied it over. Restart reports v2.1. And the reason that I have it as v2-1 is because I may want to run more than one instance on a server, so that's the reason for the one there. All right, now let's go ahead and make sure this is still up. Yep, cool, looking good. So that did not fail. And then let's see, git diff updates.diff cat update.diff. Now, I think doesn't iterm have it2copy? What does this do? Nothing? Okay, I think now I can go paste on my other screen. Let's see. Let's see if this will work. Vim update.diff. Paste. No, that did not work. it2 copy. What does it2 copy do then? Let me try help. Copies to clipboard from standard input. Copies to clipboard from file. Okay. Copy. Over here, paste. It did not copy anything. Worthless. What? Oh, Cached. There we go. IT2 copy, update. Now I'm going to paste. Ah, yes. This worked. Okay, so now I can do git apply update.diff. Maybe I can do that. This is build. Check out main. What, I think I was on build there too, so git status, git checkout dash B. What is this? Kind of a, I'm just going to call the branch updates. Let me bring this over here to the screen so you can watch too. Because there's nothing crazy going on here that I can't reasonably display. Okay, checkout dash B updates, git apply update.diff. There we are. Bin command routes. Or we could just do star.go probably. And then commit whip some updates. Let's see, add root check. Clean better errors. Some utils. There we go. So let's see. My issues with Twitch are no back scrubbing the earlier part of the stream, and chat isn't persistent. Oh, that is kind of annoying. But you can, so you can catch the chat if you do the VOD, I think, right? The video on demand. Yeah. Well, anyway, now that I've gotten you over to the dark side, it's time for me to leave you. I'm going to go for a walk with the fam, and then I think I got a phone call to make here. And then I'm going to see about stopping by the office for lunch. Okay. Anyway, thanks for joining in. The next session may be more exciting, or it may not be. We will see. But don't have anything else more to do right now other than to say,
we do what we must because we can.
And with that, I will leave you. Oh wait, no, with that I will raid. Let's see, who shall we raid? Let's find Verola Fox. I think we're gonna go Verola Fox. Verola Fox? I think she popped in the stream once. Verola Fox. So we're just gonna go raid her with all three of us. All right, everybody. Here we go, and I will catch you later. Adios.